Hello and welcome to tonight's night of streaming. I know this is the second match of the night, so we've got some Div A action coming at you. We've got Urbanauts versus Triumvirate, and I can't wait to do this matchup. Today I'm joined by not Nuko, I forgot to change that, by K-Tool for the second match tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, a very interesting matchup. Considering that, we're up to Div A, right? The top tier, and neither one of these teams has a single win at all in the entire season. We were talking kind of behind the scenes, just like, this doesn't make sense. Looking at these rosters, no, there's no shot both of these teams don't have a single win. But the nice thing is, by the end of tonight, one of them will have a win. We'll see if our predictions are right. We'll get into that later. But yeah,
definitely. It is absolutely astonishing that they are both 0-4. But you mentioned one will have one, but we'll also have one team who will be 0-5 tonight. So it's kind of the battle for kind of a little bit of pride for who can stay ahead of the tail end of things. And I can't wait to see it. Let's get into some of the Div A standings. Looking at this, we got the Division A standings, Pound Town all the way up top with 4-0, and then we got plenty of 3-1s also sitting in the top half of that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I'm looking at like the stats of these teams, and it's just like you look at all the way down. It's like the only red you actually see is the Urbanauts sitting at that 4.64 demos. Like they're leading, which again, not a huge surprise because you have Toes. But what's interesting, you look at last season. Obviously, he had his MSUM team with Stewie and Grant, and those demos were working amazingly. But this is a different team, right? This is a completely different people, different play style, and it seems that his demos aren't maybe making as big of an impact as they were last season. But I mean, across the board, I'm looking, it's like goals per game. They've got Triumvirate. What a name! Someone needs to tell me how to say it properly. It's like they have goals they haven't beat. Assists are basically tied. Saves, no surprise that Triumvirate has them because you got Heat Assassin, right? The best goalie in the world. Like let's be honest, it's impossible to score on him. Apparently, though, not completely because they're 0-4. So go figure.
Yep, and looking at these stat lines, there is one stat that stands out for Triumvirate, and that is saves. And we'll get into why that is because there's definitely one player that I'm sure a lot of you are aware of that is a GOAT on saves, but they're leading the division with 5.56, but on the other end, Urbanauts are still at 5 saves, which is well ahead of the pack. Both of these are very defensive teams, so I definitely think we're going to see a battle of the defenses today. Looking on the end of Urbanauts, though, just looking from the team standing, they also have 4.64 demos, which is insane. Half a demo above the next one, which is a full demo above the one behind that. So they are leading by a long shot on demos. They're definitely a demo-heavy team. But let's look at the first team on this end, which is Triumvirate. Again, 0-4. Both of these teams are 0-4. And there's that one player, Heated Assassin, putting up 3 saves a game. He is known for those saves.
One thing I will say before we get into it is there is now less than a minute left of predictions. So make sure you guys are getting your channel points in. You've got 0-4 team versus an 0-4 team. Go crazy. Take your guesses. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. But yeah, you got now like 30 seconds left of prediction. So if you want it quick, use them before it's gone. So anyways, Continue.
Anyways, yep, E-Crux, we all saw him play. He pulled out probably the most legendary double tap I've ever seen a few days, like last week I think it was. And Blasky, he's no one to just like skim over. He's also insane on the field. Nothing like stat-wise stands out about this guy, but he's definitely insanely consistent, and I love to see that man play. All 3 of these players are absolute GOATs, which is why I'm insanely astonished at the fact that, again, they're 0-4, which is like mind-blowing to me. Looking at
It doesn't make sense to me. If you want to say pull up the next team's stats pretty.
What I was just about to do, I was about to send it over to you. What do you
please.
think about
Perfect.
Urbanauts?
I like it. One thing I'm looking at is the shooting percentage, which is OTJ, who's again leading the entire league. Which last season, what the biggest surprise is, he's sitting at 0.86 goals. Right, last season he was like at 1.2, 1.3. It was crazy. He was on my team last season with Ecrux, which is actually kind of weird because now they're facing each other and I'm casting, so that's kind of interesting to watch here. I'm not sure who I had to vote on for that one, but either way, OTJ just for whatever reason isn't putting the ball in the back of the net. As much, but she's getting lots of, the shooting percentage is insane. He's just maybe not getting as many shots, and you look at Parker, again, one of the most mechanical players in the whole league, not putting the ball in the back of net. So I think we're both just kind of sitting here trying to figure out, on the spot. Why the heck do neither of these teams have a win on the season? Make it make sense.
Okay, but you got to look at OTJ with a 40%. I know you mentioned this earlier, but that's 2 in 5 of his shots are finding the back of the net. We'll see if that stat stays the same with this save heavy team they got on the other end. But this is a very impressive team, and I'll say it a billion times. How are these teams 0 and 4? We're going to see who gets that first win today. What are you thinking for predictions for this matchup of Urbanauts versus Triumvirate?
You're gonna put me on the spot here. I am gonna have to go with my ex now, keyword big fat X, my old, now that I'm retired, varsity teammate, Heat Assassin. Triumvirate, I think is gonna be taking it, getting a win. I think it's gonna be Heat Assassin and net going crazy. If he pushes forward a little bit, I think he's gonna do really good. Blasky and Ecrux are really, really good at being disruptors. Ecrux obviously is really mechanical. So I'm gonna back them. I think they're gonna take it. I want 3-2. I want a game 5.
Yep, I was just about to ask what your game count is, but I'm honestly going to go the same game count. My streak was unfortunately ended in last year's when I predicted 4, but it went 3, but hopefully we get it in 5. And I'm also going to predict Triumvirate. Now, this could go either way, so having the both casters choose the same is kind of crazy for this matchup, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to say that K-Tool's curse is starting to shed off, so I don't think it's giving a K-Tool curse to them just yet. I think this could go either way. So I think regardless who wins it, I don't think we can chalk it up to a K-Tool curse.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here. We do have all the players in here, so I'm very excited to get this one going. Do you have you're going game 5 as well?
Yeah, definitely. Game 5, and maybe we can start up that streak of the game count again and get something going for that too. Um, are we good to go? I'm not sure just yet if
Everyone's
we're
in the party, so I think we're
everyone.
all waiting. We're ready. We're ready. I'm
All
ready.
right,
You're ready.
then let's get her going then. So we're joining in this match. Hopefully all the players are ready. Maybe we'll catch them off guard. Or maybe who
We'll
knows?
see if they are ready. Hopefully you refreshed to the overlay, so all the team
Fingers crossed.
logos are set to go. But we'll see how she goes. I'm
I did
excited,
remember
chat.
that
Hopefully
this
you
time.
are excited. Well, good. I love it. Uh, we got the followers, we got everyone. I'm excited. This is gonna be such a good match. So let us swap over. And last match of the night here. Again, both teams 0-0. They have not won anything, and hopefully they'll finally be getting a dub here on stream here tonight.
Hopefully, I can't wait to see this matchup. We'll see who gets the first goal of the game. First goal is crucial, especially for both teams being very low-scoring teams here. I can't wait to see who can get it. Jumping right in this no really early goal, and as I was saying that,
Oh
Heat
no!
Assassin almost peaks.
Overlay only a little slightly broken, so you can have fun fixing that one. But I expected that, honestly. That should have been a goal off the bat. Ecrux kind of just choking that one on the goal line. But great early pass from Heat Assassin, who is rocking not his normal car. And that one's just going to sneak in off some demos and just a kind of a miss 50. Parker getting the first goal of the game here. And yeah, Ecrux just unfortunately whiffed the ball, and it did not take much time to find the back of the net. Both teams now with golden opportunities, but Urbanauts the one to actually clutch up here.
Yep, and we did get that overlay fixed, fortunately enough. This new overlay is amazing, and we do indeed have that 1-goal lead, which is huge, especially for two very low-scoring teams. That is absolutely insane for game 1, and we see it in under a minute, and we still have 4 minutes of the game still to be played, so there's still plenty of time to bring this back if you're Triumvirate.
Ooh, OTJ is up, looking for the crossbar. We see Blasky and Ecrux both going for this one. Again, I think we're going to expect Heat Assassin to be back majority of the time, which he is, again, the best defender in all of DCRL, pretty much history, which is still an understatement, believe it or not, as Toad's looking for a pretty free shot. But again, Heat on the goal line here. I think one of the best plays for Urbanauts is going to be to demo Heat Assassin specifically and really force Ecrux and Blasky to kind of make a bigger role on the field if Urbanauts can take a win here. But again, first minute and a half, after the golden opportunity from Triumvirate, we really haven't seen much offense from them.
Yep, it's kind of just been floating in the blue end of things, and they're trying to get something else going. I 100% agree. This is a demo-heavy team. They need to just get their their guys off the back line, because those guys will make the save every time, except for the one confusion as OTJ almost finds the back of the net there. Toge's there for the follow-up, but he can't quite get it. Ecrux trying to pop it. Heat Assassin has a challenge, but he can't quite. He has to back off, let Toge's take it. Heat Assassin doing a great job of keeping that out of harm's way, and as I'm saying that, a great shot comes out, but just saved away.
That's a double. It's going to be going off the ceiling. Is anyone there? OTJ is up early. We're seeing a very clean car design from OTJ. I like that.
Yeah, I don't think we talk about the car designs too much, but I gotta agree with you, OTJ. Amazing car design over here. We'll see if Heat Assassin does the trend of that's Heat Assassin, right? That changes up his car like every single game, right?
Yeah, he used to have a team called Car Swappers with Urban. They actually ended up winning the 2v2 league in a crazy fashion. But Heat, yeah, one of those players who can literally swap any car, and it just does not matter for him. But some touches like that, I think that would have been a different touch in a Fennec or an Octane. But regardless, one thing we're seeing is that Heat Assassin obviously doing a very good job of being defensive, but I think their team is just so spaced out that they're not all pushing together or all being defensive. They're too spaced out and giving Urbanauts really good clears. And I say that Parker, again, they have so much time on the ball to really go for these free passes here. Toge's now with a banger downfield. And after one goal, even both teams, we really just haven't seen much offensive pressure. Heat Assassin not going up for something. Blasky, not a lot of boost, has to kind of wait here, which gives Parker enough time. We see maybe a pass mid, but Ecrux being a speedy boat. OTJ should have a free pop mid. Is anyone there? Parker is there. Can he find maybe a shot potentially? And he does. Parker doubling up the lead with no one from Triumvirate going for anything in the middle.
What a beautiful shot coming out, and unfortunately, they were just caught out a little bit, and they couldn't quite get the save in time. And then we have a 2-goal lead, which is huge, especially with a minute 30 left. It is great security to have that 2-goal padding. Unfortunately, it's not quite enough. Triumvirate can still come back in this, but as I'm saying that, Ecrux with an amazing play. That would have been a huge. He couldn't quite find it, though.
My boy went for the clip, and I think everyone's heart goes out to him for missing that one. But we still do have to play on. And Urbanauts, again, looking very good with just a minute left in this game. Looking good to close out game one here, which, again, is huge because, again, neither one of these teams has won a single game all season. This should be a free touch for OTJ. What a save from Ecrux. It's on the goal line, but there Toge is going to tap it in. And now 3-0 Urbanauts. Almost the score of both of these teams being 0-4.
Yep, and that might just be the nail in the coffin for game one. Do we see a little bit more of, I can't think. Do we see just a goal just to bring back the momentum a little bit? I don't think there's really a comeback possibility. I mean, it is there. We have seen bigger comebacks, but with 50 seconds on the clock, it isn't looking too likely. Maybe if you're Triumvirate, maybe you just focus on getting some momentum back and maybe getting a goal in order to get that possession going, get that aggression going into match two.
You know, you say, we've seen comebacks. Yes, we have, but not from teams that have basically had no offense the whole game. I'm looking at Triumvirate, and between Ecrux and Heat Assassin, as Parker scores a fourth, between Ecrux and Heat Assassin, they have one total shot. Blasky at the bottom of the leaderboard was 4, but yeah, Triumvirate, just not a ton of offense to show for game one. And you look at the other side, Urbanauts, they're looking good right now. I think they really want this first series win.
Yep, they definitely do, and a first series win is huge because now you have a little bit of a safeguard. If you get the follow-up, then suddenly you are on match point. And with game 5, that is huge because now you have 3 matches to get it back. And even if you don't, you're still tied, and now it's just a best of 3. So a first match win is absolutely huge for Urbanauts. And with time clicking down, that will be game 1, maybe 1 for the road. Can't quite connect. Regulation. Who's going to get set down. Parker says, no, I'm going to keep this up for a little bit. And just there, touches the ground. And we see game 1 going to Urbanauts.
Well, not exactly, I think, the game that we expected as far as, both teams putting up some fight or an offense. It did seem to be all Urbanauts. And, yeah, I'm looking at them, Parker, tossing up 3 goals himself. And this expected, I think, dude, there's 11 shots from Urbanauts. And then, like, I'm looking at Heat Assassin and Ecrux, like, boys, what's happening here?
Yep, Parker definitely being that GOAT on the field this time. Like, putting up 600 points, 3 of the goals, and on defense, not slacking either, putting up 2 saves, which, by the way, is the same number of saves for both Heated and Ecrux. They weren't really saving the touches that Urbanauts were getting on the ball, And that's what we need to see come out of them is we need to see a strong defense, maybe control the scoreline a little bit, and then get aggressive, get on the offense, and then score.
All right, boys and girls, we have 9 seconds left. We're just Urbanauts just don't want to ready up for this one. So they're taking the full minute on this one, which I respect it. I don't know how well it's gonna work if I'm being completely honest, because this just gives more time for game planning, which we absolutely can guarantee. Heat Assassin is not talking in between games, saying what they need to do, dude. I have to call him out a little bit, but I mean, playing with him for so much, dude is silent, but then we'll just step up and hit the nastiest touch of his life.
Yep, and I definitely think this next game goes the other way to Triumvirate. I might eat my words right here. No, that's a terrible miss off the backline, but Heat gets back in time.
And he's back in Octane, by the way. He said, yeah, we're done with that card. No thanks, not happening. So Parker on the backboard, 30 seconds in here. We're going to see some a little bit of slow play here. And we haven't really called Blasky's name much. Kind of, I don't want to say sits in the shadows and is really the disruptor as he's looking for the first goal. And he's going to get it just as we say his name. Literally on cue. We say we don't call him much. Instantly puts the goal in from between Togs and Parker. Just neither one of them getting any good touch. And finally, the first lead of the series going to Triumvirate.
Yep, and he definitely came alive. I think you kind of manifested that one a little bit. He comes alive. We get the 1-goal lead, and now what we need to see from Triumvirate, we need to see that golden defense that we usually see. We need to see them locked down. They can win with the 1 goal. Maybe go for the second one, get a little bit of aggression. As I say that, Blasky with another shot on target. Heat going to keep the aggression alive. But yeah, like I was saying, they can lock it down and just keep them scoreless. But I would go for a second one, maybe get a little bit more of a cushion here.
Heat Assassin with a great clear on the backboard. Toke should have a free touch on this one, but Blasky with a fantastic dunk. Net is open for a split second, but now this is a one-on-one. Parker gets demoed from Ecrux, but actually, oh, no shot!
Oh!
And that goes in, OTJ! A disgusting fake off of 50 whiff. Somehow that goes in.
Just faked them. I don't even know what to say there. He just absolutely owned the pitch right there and just got the tying up goal for Urbanauts.
The demo into the bump, into the fake on his old teammate from last season. I bet that one felt good. Tying up this series for Urbanauts. OTJ getting his first goal of the series. Now going to be looking to go off backward here. Heat Assassin with a decent touch to the corner. Ecrux now coming in off the sidewall. Heat should have control of this one. Ends up booming it down 1. Now it's OTJ versus Heat. Heat up for this one, but OTJ should have the touch as well, which he does. Nice and safe to the corner, bro. We see 5 cars going to the corner. Boys, where is the spacing?
Yep, you said it just right there. Definitely a little bit clumped up, and Urbanauts are going to get favored from that clump up. A demo on the backline. Shot goes a little high, though. I don't know if Ecrux would have been able to save that if that was just put on target. Heat now going to be able to control this out. Ecrux a little bit awkward, kind of messes up Heat. It gets sent a long way. Now Blasky needs to try to get something going here, but Togs being a menace on the offense right now.
Ooh, that's a rip mid. OTJ can't find it. Parker going to be putting that one high. Now Togs up early. Toss into the back wall, but this is dangerous mid. Ecrux, can he find a shot? And he does. And Ecrux getting the lead back for Triumvirate from a unfortunate poor touch from Togs off the sidewall.
Unfortunate indeed. Looks like he tried to go for the follow-up, but he couldn't quite get it. And since it was such a awkward touch for his teammates, it left OTJ in a really bad spot. And fortunately for Ecrux and for Triumvirate, he was able to convert off of that and get the goal and then get the 1-goal lead. Now we see that second goal coming in with just half the game left on the clock.
Yeah, it's definitely tough because, I mean, those sidewall doubles, they're risky because, I mean, if you miss it, it's kind of a free goal, but if you hit it, it can be an instant goal going the other way. So unfortunately not finding that one. And this one may be going to be in, and that is going to be Parker whiffing that one, and Blasky with one of the freest goals of his life.
Yeah, Blasky definitely coming alive, being just where he needed to be.
Togs missed it, sorry.
Unfortunately,
Togs.
Yeah,
he's just in a tough spot. Like, I can't even say bad mistakes. It's just the way he flipped. Like, there's really not much he could have done in that situation. So, fortunately, Blasky's able to cover that one. And we're going to see Ecrux now maybe going for something of his own. Parker, maybe a back wall double. Doesn't get the best first touch. Heat Assassin doing what he does, which is floating up high and wasting time. Blasky coming in. And now, like you said, through over halfway, we see a 2-goal lead for Triumvirate. Can they close this one out and tie up the series?
Yep, Ecrux. Oh, that was a little dangerous, but luckily there's a double commit on the shot. But Triumvirate can't quite get it out, and it gives Urbanauts enough time to get back.
OTJ!
Regain!
No, that was it! Oh,
I thought that one was in.
He had boost too, just unfortunately could not convert. This should be a free goal for Ecrux, but he didn't have the boost now to convert in this one. We're seeing so much more offense coming out of Triumvirate, considering how poor last game was. So the question is, like, guys, where was this? Does it just take one game to warm up? Because right now they're looking exceptional.
What a shot coming out from Heated. He waited just enough time for Blasky to get that second demo, and then he gets a beautiful pop up top bins and gets it right over Parker to get a third goal lead. And now we have only a minute 33 to tie this up, and you're in the same exact spot that we were last game. Just roles were reversed, and maybe one more for Urbanauts, but now we're gonna go the other way and Triumvirate have the advantage going into the last few seconds here. Blasky trying to get a touch. Togs trying to shut it down. Ecrux gets a light tap. Blasky gets the boom.
This is going to bounce up. No, go back down. Go back down.
I think he thought it was going to hit the ramp.
Yeah, he should probably go for a really light touch mid, which he does. Togs the corner. This is a 2v1 for a split second. Can he find a pass mid? Fortunately, he does get a whiff on this one. This is just wasting so much time. Triumvirate are happy to be in this position. I mean, you're up by 3 with a minute. You just need to not make really dumb mistakes. Maybe booming the ball to a corner once or twice. Blasky should find a touch here. Togs with a good save. He is on 0 though, and Parker took that, so Togs gonna have to throw it away. Heat Assassin out with the rip himself, but placement, Peter is not in the building yet. Trying to get a second rip, and Parker is there. You see Ecrux now going for 100 boost off the corner. Is Blasky there to finish it off? No, he is not. 30 seconds. I'm feeling pretty good if I'm Triumvirate here.
Yeah, but I think there, Blasky didn't need to push in. You've got a 3-goal lead. You just need to burn this clock. You don't need to get another one. It might be nice to get another one just to get keep that momentum going, but it's not necessary. Ecrux with the double.
Oh my God.
OTJ luckily shut that one down, stealing the clip away.
He wanted to get the clip back, considering OTJ faked him last game. So that was definitely a revenge shot right there. Unfortunately, not able to find it. But game 2, heavily in favor of Triumvirate, getting revenge for game 1. So now we got a series on our hands.
Yep. Do we see a little bit more of a low-scoring next match? I think this next one might be a 2, 3, no, more likely 3-goal game, because we're seeing them both come alive, and I think now both Triumvirate and Urbanauts are playing the way that we know that they can. And now we're going to see, I think that's going to converge, and they're both going to play great this next time. I think we're going to see a very low-scoring game coming up.
It's this in general is such a fun battle, because you've got on both teams Blasky and Togs, kind of the disruptors, the demoers, who slot so good at kind of being a lot of the tap-in merchants. Then you got Ecrux, OTJ, who were teammates last season, fighting against each other, and you have Heat Assassin and Parker, who are current teammates for NDSU varsity. So I mean, it really is just kind of a 3-man battle on their own personal levels. Definitely, I don't know if they would actually say, you know, how much it means beating specific people, but I don't know about you, but there was always some specific teams with some specific players that I really wanted to beat more than others.
I can 100% agree, especially when you see your own team on the other side of things. It definitely gives you a little bit more of a urge to try to get that win, especially because oh, what a shot coming out. Another one.
Oh my God.
Beautiful pass. I don't know what Heat was doing there, but it works out, and he was waiting for the pass coming out. Great comms. Gets the touch over. No one on Urbanauts thought that touch was coming through, and we see a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That was 100% a shot, but it does work out. As we see now, OTJ going for a designated back left kickoff, but Ecrux with the 100 IQ bump to make sure there is no double taps coming here. As I say that, though, Togs might be getting a double tap of his own. Heat Assassin, can he get the save? Blasky does not bump him, which I was a little nervous for a second. But again, Urbanauts, they have some really good chances. They just haven't quite converted here. And it's kind of been a while after game 1. They've been pretty quiet the last 7-8 minutes of gameplay.
What a dunk coming out from Togs, but he gets demoed for his efforts. OTJ there to Parker. Heat gonna shut that one down, send it across. Gets a little bit of tap underneath Ecrux. Now Togs on the push. He's gonna try to get it past Blasky. Shuts down that push. Parker now on his own. But Triumvirate doing an amazing job with midfield presence, keeping them in their half, and they need to get out there because currently there's still 3:40 on the clock. But a first goal is crucial to any game.
Ooh, OTJ going in early. Ecrux gonna get beat out by Parker. That's a great pass mid. Blasky taking his time, but it does pop right to OTJ. Someone's got to go early, otherwise OTJ is gonna find the corner. Togs now trying to get this mid, maybe to Parker. Is there a follow-up? Parker with the shot, but a good 50 from Ecrux now. Plenty of time here. Blasky, can he maybe go for a sidewall double? He gets it off, but not enough boost. Ecrux now up for the shot. Can he find a double? Pops too high, which allows Togs to have so much time. Can he find the sidewall double? Again, just not quite. We're seeing so many almost chances here.
Yep, and this might be a little bit off topic, but we noticed Heat didn't change cars. He's sticking with the Octane. He is fully
This is
pushing.
his main car. This is his main car he rocks. Oh yeah. No, after game one, he said, "All right, this is stupid. I'm sweating here. This is his sweaty car."
Yup. He said, all right, it's time to lock in and get a dub. And thus far, it has been working great for them. Heat on the back line. Kind of a little bit of a standstill for who goes for that, but gets the push out. OTJ going to try to send this mid to someone, but Heat was there for the touch. Parker there to shut down the offensive end. Togs there to send it past the midfield, which, as we know, Triumvirate, they've been really amazing with their midfield presence recently, which has been a very crucial deciding factor thus far. And as I say that, it goes a little wide and he can't quite find the net.
See a great touch from Heat. As we see demos here, Ecrux, he should have a little bit of time here. Does he take it? No, he throws it right away to OTJ. Good pass. That's actually a shot from Parker. He assassin again on the goal line. Togs now with the follow-up. So much pressure from Urbanauts, but unfortunately just can't punch it through. We see double commits galore. This should be dangerous. Urbanauts, do they have anything here? Blasky has to throw himself at this just again to try to buy time. Heat assassin now in a 1v1. Parker trying to maybe go for a flipper set. Can he find it? It's on target, but somehow doesn't go in, and Ecrux gets a flick over one to the corner. And Urbanauts again knocking on the doorstep, but the defense stands strong.
Yep, and this is a crucial game. Whoever wins this goes on match point, and then they have 2 matches just to get one of the 2. So this match is definitely, in my opinion, more important than any other match. When you're tied game count 1-1, the next goal is almost the entire deciding factor. It's not quite. There's still plenty of time. As I'm saying that, what is
much chaos?
What was going on?
I don't understand how this goes in. We see a miss from one, Heat with a backflip, a miss from Parker, and Toes. OTJ's in the corner. Somehow it goes in. I don't understand. Don't try to understand, kids.
Ecrux just backflips into it, and it just rolls its way in at one of the slowest Div A goals we've seen thus far. And now we've got, with a 2-goal lead with just over a minute left in the game, clock is counting down. You have not that much time to bring this one back. As I'm saying that, we're getting a little more offense, but apparently I can't talk because Heat's there to shut it down. Is that one just in?
Defense? Hello? You did
Knock
so
knock,
well
who's
all
there?
game. And, oh, Ecrux jumped for that, and OTJ's got a free net. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But, Urbanauts, they got a goal back now. Like, this game completely has no change. We're thinking, oh, defense of Triumvirate has been amazing. They'll just, clutch out 2 goals, not worried. But then they give up a really, really poor goal, if I'm being honest. And now Urbanauts are right back in this one.
Yep, 1 goal lead is definitely much more doable with any amount of time on the clock. 0-second goals are definitely still possible. But we don't even, that's not really needing to happen just yet because 30 seconds on the clock and we're seeing a lot more offense coming out. And as I'm saying that, Triumvirate with a great push. Still there, it's still dangerous, and OTJ gonna shut that one down, get it going the other way.
Blasky now did take the boost from Robbie for Heat Assassin. Good touch. He's gonna take his time, go for an early flick. What he does, try to pop it over. What he does,
oh!
And it's gonna roll all the way. The most Heat Assassin goal. Just he pulls stuff out of his hat, and sometimes it just works. And Toes, yeah, there's not much you can do in that situation. And back to a 2-goal lead. Triumvirate looking very good to close out game 3 here and go on match point, which is something they're not very familiar with this season.
Definitely, and what a goal coming out from Heat. That was a superb goal coming out. Double flick, getting over 2. The third one was already beat out. He couldn't get back. And we see, with that one, going to Triumvirate, game 3.
One more for the road?
Not quite.
Not quite gonna be it, but a good showing from Triumvirate. I got a little scared when they let up that poor goal. But again, I think the biggest thing is Heat Assassin is being aggressive. He's getting the goals. Staying in net obviously wasn't working game 1, so getting aggressive, I think, was the key. Now, if you're looking at Urbanauts, what do you think you need to change here? You just gave up 2 in a row.
I think we need to see a lot more off. They need to be more midfield present, if I'm gonna be honest. That's where they need to focus on because Triumvirate is kind of dominating in the midfield. Offense and defense, they're both kind of equal at the moment, at least. But the midfield presence is huge coming out from Triumvirate right now.
Are we looking that Heat Assassin has more than 20 touches more than anyone else on the field, basically?
That is insane. I mean, look at all of his stats.
Get
Really, he's
him
highlighted in
off
red across
the
the
ball.
board.
Everything except shots and demos. Get him off the ball, people.
Yep.
Urbanauts, you guys have the pressure. I think you said it best. I think they need midfield pressure. They're getting shots clearly, but I think it's that second and third man spacing that they aren't able to punch these final goals in.
Yep. And honestly, that's kind of midfield presence is really underrated in my opinion. And Triumvirate is definitely dominating, especially Heat. He is just doing everything for the team right now and getting them the win. I don't want to say solely because Ekrux and Blasky definitely doing their part on Triumvirate's side. And do we see Urbanauts step up, send it to 5? I think we see 5 here. I think Urbanauts respond. Let's see if we can get it going. He did change up car. He's in the Bumblebee now.
Yeah, it's interesting. I almost guarantee that if they lose, he's going to change again, but not to the Octane. He's now off the Octane.
He is done with it, yes. Oh, TJ with a 1v1. Luckily, Ekrux very familiar with 1v1s, and he's able to shut that one down. Blasky with a great beat around to send this onto the offensive end. It's currently in the midfield a little bit more. Great shutdown coming out. We're seeing them definitely control the ball a little bit more. But Ekrux able to push it out onto offense this time.
Chance here. Ball floating. Flipper set from Toes. Does he get it up and over one? Ekrux on the goal line. Heat Assassin shooting down from the sky, but still not out of the woods yet. Blasky beating one, and somehow a dunk from Parker finds the back of the net.
I didn't see a goal coming out there. I'm going to be honest. That one didn't look like there was really an opportunity coming out here because all 3 of them were in net.
Never mind. Yeah, I thought it would have been a dunk considering they were all there. It had to be, but no, Parker just sliding it through the tiny cracks in the defense and a quick goal lead from Urbanauts, which again is exactly what they need if they want to force Game 5.
You know, you say Heat is really good in every single car, but thus far, I'm going to be honest, he kind of does a lot better in the Octane. I'm going to be real.
Nah, just wait and see.
All right, maybe he'll prove me wrong. Maybe he'll get a clip for me or some insane save in the Bumblebee. If we do see an amazing finish. Oh, wait, actually, I need to stop talking about that because huge opportunity coming out from Parker, but couldn't quite convert.
That's such a good pass mid from OTJ. But again, the spacing of Urbanauts, the second and third man are too far back. Yes, they got the goal lead, but like their spacing needs to be better for them to convert these gorgeous chances that they are creating.
So you know what's nice about having you on cast is because they can watch this back and be like, oh, okay, we can work on that now. It's almost like a replay review for them from K-Tool. Anyways, Heated gonna pick this up in the corner, get something going, being offensive pressure. Togs, that one just in? No one was home for Triumvirate. I think there's a demo on the play, and that was the reason no one else was able to get back. Yep, and OT, yeah, Blasky couldn't quite get there in time. Not sure why he turned off net there, but unfortunately, it does score.
Yeah,
we have
it's tough on spawn, but Togs, that's a hard read, I will say. With that bouncing up top corner, just to barely eke it out there. Ekrux now, can he maybe find something, maybe with a rip off the backboard or something? He's trying to find it high, but I would have loved for him to get a better first touch there with a little more power. Here's Blasky now going for a 50 on his own. Togs now going to be hunting this ball down as this is going to drop right to OTJ. Up whatever one. Can he maybe find a demo as Parker's going up, but Parker whiffs it. OTJ gets the goal. The big brain fake from Parker. Urbanauts now, the undeniable overload of offense here in Game 4 is unbelievable.
Just going to note, this is by far the most goals we have scored in the first half. Generally, the first half of every single game has been a little bit quieter. But this game, within the first half, we have 3 goals coming out from a single team. Heat's going to try to respond here. He gets a reset, gets the follow-up touch, but unfortunately, no one's really there to follow up his touch. Heat just being a menace right now. Ekrux there for the shot. He can't quite get it. Blasky was a little too close to follow it up.
It's a good demo from Blasky. Can he find the shot? Yes, he can, but OTJ with a great, again, save from the heavens. Blasky popping up high, maybe going for a demo on his own. Ekrux and Heat way too far back. This might be a little awkward as OTJ is there ready to poach any clear. Does a great job. Ekrux getting demoed on the goal, and this should be wide open. And Togs with the demo couldn't find the ball. And again, Parker and Togs doing work on the defense, just clearing them, but like somehow not able to convert. Granted, they're up 3-0, so you can't complain too much.
Yep, and there's just 2 minutes on the clock. They need to get something going. This push is great, but Togs is there to shut it down, shut Blasky down. He can't get it. Heat with a little bit of a misplay, leaving Ecrux last on the back line, but luckily they stay alive there. Any more goals, and it might just be the nail in the coffin. Right now, it is still doable. A minute 42 is definitely winnable, but it is still
any
really
chance? Blasky with a 50. He does get a decent touch. He's going to drop down. He doesn't get the boost. OTJ with the whiff. Ecrux, can he find a double? No, he's going to have to leave that for Blasky or Heat. Waiting for the shot, and there it is. You expected it to come in just a second there. Heat Assassin, again, trying to get him back into this game with a minute 30 left, which is definitely possible. But, like you said, for whatever reason, the first, 3 minutes of gameplay, one of the teams just doesn't want to show up. And right now, Triumvirate, if they want to take it right here, they got some work to do.
Yep, it's still a 2-goal lead. That's still a pretty, dangerous if you're Triumvirate.
That's awkward.
But a great shot coming out from Ecrux. I don't know if the bump was quite there, but definitely they had to try to avoid the bump there for that shot, and unfortunately he couldn't get back for the save. Ecrux gets the second goal. Now this is much more doable for Triumvirate.
Yeah, when you take 7 seconds to get one more goal, unfortunately, OTJ couldn't get a great touch off the ceiling. And just some awkward chaos between Blasky and Parker does result in Triumvirate getting a goal. So, we talked about, they're getting back in the game. Yeah, and 7 seconds later, they're now 1 goal down from tying it. They are absolutely back in this one. Urbanauts, what do you have to say to respond? And as I say that, Parker says, hey, K-Tool, how's this one? With a great shot, top right.
I believe that's how they say they respond right there. Parker with a beautiful shot, beating every single player out there. Amazing pass coming through, and they get back to that 2-goal lead now with a little less on the time on the clock, and Triumvirate needs to respond really quickly if they want to stay in Game 4 and not have to go to a Game 5. But I think it's looking like we might see the Game 5, especially with that demo play coming out. Parker, no!
No, just wait. He's going to fake it. And then the shot from OTJ was off the ceiling. It was coming in. Oh, this is open. Ecrux, does he have the boost to go for this one? He finds the top or the bottom corner, but Parker does get back in time. That really needed to be a goal. Heat now making it awkward for OTJ, who gets a fantastic touch for one. Now it's a 1v1. OTJ versus his old teammate. Ecrux standing strong on the goal end again. Now with 30 seconds left, this should be a wide open net, and that one is off again. OTJ and Parker just cannot find the open nets right now.
Yep, and it's very unfortunate, especially with 20 seconds left on the clock. I mean, it's actually not terrible since we still have a good 2-goal cushion. And with the last 15 seconds on the clock, one more, maybe not quite. Heat there, gonna add one to the save tally. But there goes the cannon. Parker slamming it into the right side of net, getting a 3-goal lead. That one will be the nail in the coffin. Urbanauts send it to Game 5. Both of our Game 5 predictions gonna be right. Let's see if our game prediction is gonna be right.
All right, so here's the real question, right? So, Heat Assassin, first car, lost. Second, Octane, back-to-back games, back-to-back wins. Fourth game, Bumblebee, lost. Does he go back to the Octane or not? Because he's only won in the Octane, he's only lost in everything else.
I think we don't. Here's my prediction. I think we see an Octane hitbox, but I don't think we see the Octane. It's a little bit of a bold prediction, but we have a tied series on our hands.
Does he go back to the sweaty car? I want to think he does. He likes to sometimes, mess around a little bit, but I think his sheer competitiveness, I think, is going to push him to the sweaty car. I kind of hope it does.
I think the biggest stat to note on here is the demos coming out from Urbanauts. 9 demos on the field. 5 of them just from Parker alone. They definitely came alive with destroying the other team, making so they can't get that save. And that's what we talked about before the game even started, is we need to see them demo Triumvirate, specifically Heat, and try to get anyone off the back line in order to get a game win.
I think they were listening, I'm not going to lie. Because, Urbanauts definitely put in work here, getting that many demos. So, now going into Game 5, I think the biggest question is, okay, first, Heat, where is he at? He is back in the sweaty car, as expected. Now the question is that enough to push them for the win? Or does Urbanauts, with this new demo strategy, do they close out Game 5? Again, one of these teams is getting their first series win of the year in the next 5 minutes.
And it's going to come down to the wire. One game to decide it all. Urbanauts definitely have the momentum coming out from the last game because they, coming off of game win, decently dominant. I wouldn't say insanely dominant, but at least in the first half it was dominant. Heat gonna try to push this one out. Again, they're insane on defense and in midfield. We just need to see that presence come alive again.
No.
No, that is unfortunate.
OTJ all the way down the field. Blasky, he's trying to have Heat go for a demo, but Heat had no boost, so he had to cut in. He didn't want to run into the back of Heat Assassin, and OTJ called it out. Got a fortunate 50, and Urbanauts first 30 seconds back in the lead here in Game 5.
Yep, and this is definitely a scary position to be in if you are Triumvirate. It's not a game over position. Not a game over position, but is scary nonetheless. Huge pinch coming out. That is great for Triumvirate because now they have space, but OTJ says, no, you don't have space. I'm coming out from the middle of nowhere. Toge's going to shut that one down. Heat on the push this time. This is a great look on net. Good dunk, but doesn't quite. No one there for the follow-up. Still one goal in this game. Shut down the early scoring. I say now we're no longer in the early scoring, and as I say that, Toge's going to try to put one in. Heat's on backline, though.
Ooh, Heat, it's a 1v1 now, just him and OTJ. He goes for the pop and the flick. Unfortunately, not a good touch. Ekrux now trying to find a double, maybe a dunk of his own. He gets kind of a triple tap thing, which actually made it really awkward for his teammate. Now, Toge's up and over one. Heat, last line of defense, but he is getting hunted currently. And as I say that, he does get demoed for his efforts. I think that's the strategy for Urbanauts. We called it earlier. Go demo Heat Assassin, and I think it's been doing wonders for them.
I think it definitely has been working for sure. That is kind of the deciding factor. That's what we talked about before after Game 4. That was the deciding factor in last game, and it looks like they're going to continue with this strategy. Did Triumvirate talk about that strategy and how they're going to shut it down, or was there just silence?
That might be in. Blasky finds the corner to tie it up there. Ekrux just putting it so awkwardly for the defense of Urbanauts here, and I am really liking how this Game 5 is starting to wrap up.
You know what I'm hoping for? An overtime.
Game 5 OT.
Game 5. That would be amazing.
It has to be Game 5 OT.
I'm hoping for it, but I'm not 100% sure with these teams. They're both really defensive, but they're both figuring each other out. Like, Triumvirate, they're doing great. They've definitely shut down whenever they have it in midfield or on offense. They tend to do really good job at scoring. As I say that, they almost put one in the back of the net. They can't quite. But also Urbanauts, they've definitely figured out how to play against Triumvirate's strategy.
Open. It's actually just free. Blasky's there, and that's it. Heat Assassin of Blasky. Urbanauts' defense was nowhere to be found, and within 20 seconds, Triumvirate take back-to-back goals to get in the lead.
I love to see the wall dash come out from Heat Assassin. Small little note that looked pretty cool. We see a 2-1 game lead, and now this is kind of scary for the Urbanauts on the other side. I think they need to start getting a little bit more desperate, trying to get something going, because you can't just let the clock run down and wait until the wire to get that goal.
This is awkward. This is a demo, and Toge's demo game Parker demo game paying off here. Ekrux hitting an awkward 50. Heat Assassin, there's really not much he can do. OTJ just back and forth battle tied up here. 2-2 halfway through Game 5.
Like we said again and again and again, they need to demo Heat Assassin on the back line. What did they just do? They demoed Heat Assassin, and then they got a goal right off the rip. Beautiful to see. Now we have half the game left and still tied game, kind of going back and forth between the two. Ekrux,
that high pop that needed to be low. This one does drop down. It's awkward for OTJ. No one is anywhere close on the ball. We see all three players from Urbanauts just about to go for that one. Blasky now versus Parker. Blasky up in the air. He doesn't have a lot of boost. Parker now trying to get back just to take a 50. OTJ does come in hot here. Heat Assassin downfield now. Can he find a double attach? Toes is on the back line. That's such a good touch from him.
Toge's trying to get something going here. He has time, he has space, he has boost, but OTJ comes in to help him out, can't quite find it. Toge's trying to get this around the corner, but Heat's on the back line. You can see the demo chasing happening. They're going after Heat. They couldn't quite get him. Not quite on this round. Ekrux going for the touch. He gets a touch over one. Parker's last man back, but he gets the save.
Ooh, Blasky dropping it down. Really to no one there. He's using so much boost to try to get a 50. Parker with a bad touch. Now Toge's now to the sidewall. Should be free for just a second here. Heat Assassin. Actually, no one's going for this ball. It almost goes in. OTJ saving the last second, but someone from Urbanauts needed to go.
I was worried about that one, if I'm going to be honest, because no one was going, and this one's kind of same situation. Parker had to get a panic touch. He might have been a little bit of a fake, but whatever it was, it worked on Ekrux, got it around him, goes for the bump play. Heat with the shot. That was beautiful.
That was a fantastic bump play from Ecrux. Heat Assassin, Ecrux, just looking for Togs, trying to find him, Togs. There's really not much you can do. Heat Assassin, Mr. Placement Peter, finding that now with a minute left. Does Triumvirate have enough to clutch it out? Or Urbanauts, if you need to clutch it, you might have to push OT here.
Yep, and we love to see the demo strategy coming out from both sides of the field here. We have just a minute left on the clock, but this is a very high-scoring game. I think we might see another one come from Urbanauts, and we see OT. You do not want to see OT if you're Triumvirate because they've got overtime Jesus, the GOAT in overtime. It is his name. It is what he's known for.
Ooh, that's a double commit. Heat Assassin has to play defensive. It is what he does best. He's probably just going to bang this one to the corner. It is all about wasting time. Urbanauts, though, they're so good at causing chaos. You have to watch out for some late game bumps here. OTJ going for a solo play. Heat Assassin is back. Do we see a double tap from Togs or anything? OTJ, not enough boost to get there. He thought Togs was going to hit it, and now we have an instant counterattack coming here. Heat Assassin or Blasting, can they find a touch? Ecrux, not a lot of boost. This is dangerous. He doesn't find a touch. OTJ with the shot. It's going in, but Heat Assassin on the goal line now with 10 seconds left. It is madness. Somehow Urbanauts have to put this in.
We've just got panic defense coming up from Triumvirate, and they need to hold on. There's just 9 seconds on the clock. They need to just hold on to this lead and just shut it down, and then they can have it. We're going to have to see a regulation goal. Can they keep it up? Send it to overtime, and it hits the corner. It does not quite down. Heated Assassin going to get one more for the road and lock this one out in 5. We both predicted it. I don't think K2's curse is a thing anymore. I think we've shed it. Beautiful shot coming out.
Getting their first series win of the season in dramatic fashion. Crazy game 5. Holy boys.
What a game indeed.
God.
Heated Assassin and Parker, actually everyone kind of came along. I don't think there's a single person on the pitch that didn't do their part. Everyone having red under their name, doing their own part for their team, and it's just truly an amazing final game to watch.
That was ridiculous. We got 1, we got 2. We're just waiting for Ecrux to hop in here, and there he is. Now we got all the boys in here. And I think the first question is, boys, how's it feel to get a win?
Fantastic. Just phenomenal, Alex. You know, I wish you would know the feeling, but it's something you can't really describe.
Yeah. That's so tough. Yeah. No, I feel bad for you. Yeah, we were sitting here. We were talking going into game 5. We're like, okay, it doesn't even matter what happens besides does Robbie choose the sweaty car or something else, because you won 2 games in the sweaty car and you lost the other 2 in the other one. So we're like, all right, that's all that matters. So explain the car choices.
Now hear me out. I was hoping to win.
That's crazy.
Game
So
4.
I'm kidding.
Heated's gone.
I'm gonna go get water. I'll be back.
You know, I think what he was gonna say was
I wanted to
celebration.
win in the Bumblebee and hit the Quan. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I commented on. I thought it was.
Yeah, that was the plan. Unfortunately, I suck. So, game 5, I was gonna go Nomad, but Blasky wanted me to run Octane because we won in that. So, you know.
I also wanted you to do it because we both bet that you guys were going to win in game 5. So again, I appreciate you making my prediction correct again, dude. I don't understand this season. I am like rocking 95% of my predictions. It is crazy what's happening here.
K2's trying to shed the curse.
For real.
Yeah, I'm now that I'm retired, dude. I don't know what it is, but moving on to Ecrux, my dude. Obviously, you and OTJ were teammates last season. Was there any more pressure going against him in this series?
I mean, me personally, I got nothing against OTJ, you know. But you know, I had to win. I had to walk in, so I might have chased him a little bit, you know.
I feel that. I feel that. And then Blasky, my dude. First of all, fantastic dub. Honestly, you played extremely solid. I'm curious with obviously game 4. I think they had like 11 demos on you guys, or 10 demos, something crazy. With someone who goes for a lot of demos like that, is there anything you try to like tell your teammates like, hey, here's how to not die, like just watch what I'm doing?
No, because they're fast
We just we hit the Quan, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Like literally the whole time. we're just trying to hit the
2024,
Quan.
Quan's back. I'm telling you.
Ugh.
That was like half of our comms. That was like half of our comms. The other half was this. Da, 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 da.
Dude, I
All of
kinda,
game 3, man. I didn't say anything else.
Dude, I literally guessed that. I was gonna say in between game 3, I don't remember what it was, but there was like, what do they need to do? And I'm just like, well, if I know Robbie, he's not saying a word. No, so
Yeah,
I don't know if Lasky's the IGL or what it is on your team.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
definitely my question earlier. That K2 kind of took was the how'd you adapt to
Wow.
the demo strategy? But I got another question. So I don't know the exact team you play, but do you think there's anything you guys need to change up going into your next week of play?
Stop losing.
Probably our
Wow.
cars.
Yep,
Change the cars. That's
I
it.
think so. I think that's the main thing.
We're all gonna be running potato cars. Game 5.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty sure Parker's team was the best team besides ours, so there's nothing we really need to change, you know?
You're not wrong. So, hey, we knew one of you guys was gonna get a win. We just didn't know who. But now that you guys, finally did get a win on the season, is it just free for the rest of the season or what?
Oh, it's always been free, man. Don't worry. It's never been more free.
They got their
Alright,
first win. They
true.
got the momentum now.
Yes, sir. Now you just watch a steamroll like a snowball falling down a hill into my
The Quan.
face.
Yep. Congrats again for the massive W win. Thanks for the content. Holy crap, that was an amazing game to cast. Game 5, that was huge. Kachel, do you have any other questions for these nice gentlemen here?
No,
Nope.
I'm gonna go get water.
Perfect. That's a good idea. Drink water, everyone. You drink water.
Nice. All
Stay
right.
hydrated.
And that will conclude it for today's games. We're running the fact that I went to that screen. And yeah, truly an amazing series to watch. It was absolutely incredible. Good games to both teams. I don't think any team underperformed. We got an amazing series. Triumvirate were able to lock it out. I don't think we have any more stream games. I don't think anyone else was able to stream the next 2 games we've got. So I think that'll be it for tonight's
You
games.
know, it's funny you say that because actually Cripplify just put up his stream. He's playing against Lost. So we might have to go raid him and see what he's doing
Oh,
over there.
definitely.
So
Do you
I
have-
there's so many games, dude, that are happening. It's kind of hard to keep track of, I'm being honest.
Yep. Do you have any other last remarks before we send it over to, I guess, ending stream and then also rating Cripplify's stream?
No, I think it's gonna be interesting. But anyways, I'm gonna go raid Crips chat. But appreciate everyone tuning in. V-Storm, appreciate you casting and streaming everything. So it was, yeah, what a heck of a game. I'm happy with this one.
Yep. Congrats to both teams again. Good luck, everyone, with their matches coming up, and everyone enjoy. Have a good evening. Thank you, Kachel, so much for joining me. You're one of the best streamers to have here on this cast. I love having you here. Amazing games, amazing time. Everyone have a good rest of your day, and catch you guys later.
Peace.